Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now I will deliver a next lecture upon the efficiency of the fuel cell. This is another video for the core that is a part of the course Fuel Cell Fundamental and Technology. So this slide basically shows the uh, chemical reaction going to take place on the anode side, cathode side, and the net reaction. Basically, in this video, we will discuss about the efficiency of the fuel cell. Cell voltage and the efficiency. If the fuel cell was perfect at transferring chemical energy into electrical energy, the ideal cell voltage, thermodynamic reversible cell potential of the hydrogen fuel cell at 25 degrees Celsius, 1 atmosphere would be 1.23 volts. As the fuel cell heats up to operating temperature around 80 degrees Celsius, the ideal cell voltage drops to about 1.18 volts. However, there are many limiting factors that reduce the fuel cell voltage further. The voltage out of the cell is a good measure of electrical efficiency. The lower the voltage, the lower the electrical efficiency, and vice versa. And the more chemical energy is released in formation of water and transferred into heat. Fuel cell efficiency can now be analyzed the same as a thermodynamic system using the Carnot efficiency. Unlike many electrical power generating systems, it is not obvious what form of energy is being converted into electricity in a fuel cell. The inputs and the outputs of the basic fuel cell are oxygen energy combined with the hydrogen energy convert into matlab, collectively this oxygen energy and hydrogen energy that is equal to electricity energy plus heat plus water, and this is also clear from this figure. The power and energy is the same as that for any electrical system. Power is equal to V into I, and energy is equal to power into time. So that is equal to VIT. To analyze the chemical energy changes throughout the chemical process involved in the operation of a fuel cell, one must be aware of and understanding of Gibbs free energy. So what is meant by Gibbs free energy? This slide shows that what is the Gibbs free energy. Basically, it is defined as the energy available to do external work, neglecting any work done by changes in pressure or volume. It is denoted by GF. When this convention is used, therefore, the Gibbs free energy of formation is zero for the input state, thus simplifying calculations and creating a standard. The Gibbs function of formation is defined as G is equal to H minus Ts, where H is enthalpy per mole, T is temperature, and S is entropy per mole. The Gibbs function at a state other than the standard state is found by adding the Gibbs free energy of three standard states with that of the specific Gibbs function of the state of interest as expressed below. G temperature into P and P pressure, that is equal to G naught uh, F plus G temperature pressure minus G temperature reference pressure reference, and then it is equal to G temperature into pressure, that is equal to G naught F plus delta G. So this at any given temperature and pressure minus with the reference temperature and pressure, so difference of that is equal to delta G, where G naught F is the absolute Gibbs energy at 25 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere. Applying equation 1 to equation 2, we obtain the equation below, that is delta G, and that is equal to H TP minus H T reference P reference minus T S T P minus T reference S T reference P reference. And enthalpy in the equation 1 here, that is equal to U plus PV, where U is the specific internal energy per mole, P is the pressure, and V is the specific volume. Now the entropy is defined as S2 minus S1, that is equal to integral from 1 to 2 delta Q over T, and delta Q is the heat transfer at a part of the system boundary during a portion of the cycle, and T is the temperature. Assuming ideal gas, before entropy at any temperature and pressure is determined by S is equal to STP reference plus STP minus STP reference, which can be expanded to, this is the some derivation, and ultimately reach here S entropy, that is equal to integral from 0 to t cpt divided by t into dt. Also, just the same as potential energy can change, chemical energy can also change. Therefore, it is useful to calculate the change in Gibbs free energy of formation, or delta gf. This change determines the energy released during the chemical process. Gibbs free energy of formation, basically, it is the change in this Gibbs free energy of formation gf that gives us the energy released. This change is the difference between the Gibbs free energy of the product and the Gibbs free energy of the inputs or the reactants. So delta gf, that is change in Gibbs free energy of formation, that is equal to gf of products minus gf of reactants. So in case of fuel cell, products is water, and reactants are hydrogen and oxygen. So we can explain it in this next slide. For example, the molar specific Gibbs free energy of formation for water. Consider the basic reaction for the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Two molecule of hydrogen combine with one molecule of oxygen and form two molecule of water, and it is equivalent to this equation in which one molecule of hydrogen combined with half molecule of oxygen and it form one molecule of water. So the product is 1 mole of water and the reactants are 1 mole of hydrogen and half a mole of oxygen. Thus, delta GF is equal to GF of the products minus GF of the reactants. Delta GF is equal to GF water minus GF hydrogen and half GF oxygen. Gibbs free energy of formation is not constant, it changes with temperature and state, either liquid state or gaseous state. The negative value of Gibbs free energy means that energy is released. If there are no losses in the fuel cell or the process is reversible, then all this Gibbs free energy is converted into electrical energy. We will use this to find the reversible open circuit voltage of a fuel cell. For the hydrogen fuel cell, two electrons pass around the external circuit. So each water molecule produced and each molecule of hydrogen used. So for 1 mole of hydrogen used, 2n electrons pass around the external circuit, where n is Avogadro's number. If E is the charge on one electron, then the charge that flows is minus 2ne, that is equal to minus 2f coulombs. Here F is Faraday's constant, or the charge on 1 mole of electrons. If capital E is the voltage of the fuel cell, then the electrical work done moving this charge round the circuit is electrical work done is equal to charge into voltage. Here, charge from the last slide, that is equal to minus 2f, and voltage is E. So electrical work done will be equal to minus 2f E joules. Since the process is reversible, then the electrical work done will be equal to the Gibbs free energy released uh, as delta GF. So delta GF will be equal to 2f minus 2f dot E joule. Here this electrical work that is denoted by delta GF, that will be equal to minus 2f E joule, and from here E is equal to minus delta GF over 2f. This fundamental equation gives the electromotive force EMF, or the reversible open circuit voltage of the hydrogen fuel cell. A hydrogen fuel cell operating at 200 degrees Celsius has delta GF, that is equal to minus 220 kilojoule. So E is equal to 220,000 divided by 2 into 96,485, that is equal to 1.14 volt. So E is equal to 1.14 volt. So this is basically the EMF of the fuel cell, or the voltage of the fuel cell. So thank you very much.
हमको ये आवाज आई है।